Welcome to Crossroad Connection. We're speaking out for those left unheard. My name is David Schuring. I'm the president of Crossroad Bible Institute and the host of your program. I have in the studio with me today Cynthia Williams. Cynthia, who is the Deputy Director for International Development. Welcome to the program, Cynthia.
Thank you. Good to be here.
There's always seems to be exciting things that are happening in CBI International.
That's right.
Which is your focus to develop, as in your title, new campuses around the world. We have, 17 or 18 of those right now in 6 continents.
That's right.
And then, of course, it's a big job to strengthen existing ones as well, right?
That's right. Help them along the way.
That's right. So we have to give birth to them, but also help them to walk.
That's right.
The last time you were on the program, you had exciting news about your visit to Sierra Leone and the new program there. Especially, I think our viewers found fascinating the children and teenagers that are incarcerated there from being war orphans and so forth. But this newest one is in India.
That's right.
And we'd love to hear about that. It's what part of India is it in?
It's in the far northeast region of the country. There's a small portion kind of off to the side. The area is called Manipur. It's one of 7 states or regions in that particular area. Close to
Is Northeast India sort of like a province, or that's just a geographic designation?
That's right. It's a geographic designation for that particular area, and it contains several states.
So these states are like Indiana,
that's
Michigan,
right.
and so forth, and this is Manipur.
Manipur, very close to the border with Myanmar, if anybody's familiar with that part of the world. And the city that we're in is Imphal, which is the main city, the capital city of that particular region.
Who is our director there?
His name is Mathotmi Vasha. He is a
Director
national...
Vasha sounds like
Yes.
what I'm going to go with.
That's right. He is a national missionary and a local pastor with the...
So this is indigenous
Yes,
leadership.
with the Manipur Baptist Convention. A wonderful man with a wonderful ministry among his community, with a special focus on prison ministry. And when he came to us, actually, he came through a recommendation from Paul Tan,
who is the director of CBI Singapore.
That's right.
And I
They
guess
are good friends.
Cambodia. Oh, they know each other.
Very well. Mathotmi had been in Singapore to work on his doctorate program, and so when he was there, got to know Paul very well. And in their conversation, Paul shared with him about CBI, and of course, Mathotmi got very excited when he went back to Manipur, to Imphal. He asked if he could partner with us.
Now, this is just a minor thing, but in northeast India there, or northeast India there, is that Director Vasha, maybe this is a bias, but he looked more Asian than Indian.
That's right,
What's-
yes.
what-
Well,
what
there's
is
a
it-
strong influence, of course, from Asia.
Right, because that's right close to Asia.
That's right.
And so there's a lot of crossover there.
Mm-hmm.
So he has trained church members
That's right.
in Northeast India
Yes.
to do this, correct?
That's right. We have instructors. There are 12 now who are working with us to provide our discipleship program to correct the lessons of our students. And we have students actually in the prison and also in a rehab center in that city, with hopes to, of course, expand from there. But as we do with all new satellite campuses, we get it well established before growing, so that we're sure that everything has a good foundation.
The lessons, are they hand-delivered like in
Yes.
third world countries or developing world countries? Okay, so this is not done through the mail. They don't have the
No.
capabilities of that
That's
there
right.
in India. It's a developing world situation.
Yeah. Mathotmi goes in on a weekly basis, has meetings and worship times with the students, and then, of course, distributes the lessons. And in February, they had their graduation ceremony of the first
yes, I
9
remember that
students.
picture. I'm sure they're going to show the viewers right now. With,
Yes, and
nine
nine that
graduates
graduated.
from that first level of study.
Yes, Yes.
So
And they had
that's fantastic.
yes, they did a wonderful job of having a ceremony that really acknowledged them, and the superintendent of police for that jail, who has been a great supporter of CBI and really is one of the reasons we've had such great access to that prison,
The
was
superintendent
there. Yes.
likes it.
Yes, and he was there to present the certificates. In situations like that, if we don't have the support of the prison officials, it's very difficult to get in. So we've been very grateful for his ongoing support and acknowledgement of the value of the program within the system, and we're hoping that that continues.
Well, that sounds fantastic. It sounds very promising because if we have students who have already earned the certificates, that shows that the program is very well established.
Yes.
And it's interesting that on the one hand, you get fewer students in the non-Western, in the developing world, because they have to be all hand delivered.
That's right.
And also there's lots of physical necessities, so it's a much more intensive a process, but they can actually get through the program faster
Yes.
if the church is coming to visit them once a week.
That's right.
So like in the United States here, it's about an average a month for a turnaround of a lesson, where there it can be on a week.
A
So that's
week.
why they can
That's
get
right.
they got through that first level, I think, in about 6 months, 7 months, rather than a year,
That's
which that
right.
first level would take here.
That's right.
So I guess there's things that are positive and negatives. Now in India, Director Vasha says that there's a terrible problem with substance abuse, and that a good majority of the people in prison are there for drug and alcohol abuse. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, that's very true, and that's why it's wonderful that we can also implement our program in the Rehab Center. I think there are actually 2 rehab centers he hopes to be able to get the program into.
Oh, so this is rehab, not in sense of incarceration, but
Rehab in terms
substance
of,
abuse.
Yes. Recovering addicts are in this particular center that we have now have our program. So we're able to meet their needs both in prison, but then also in that particular setting, which also, our program is so effective in just bringing about life changes.
Yeah.
And so we're very thankful that we have access to
Kind of
them.
interesting, isn't it? Whether you're in the majority countries like the United States or Kansas, Canada, or Australia like we are, or if you're in the developing world, in Africa or now here in Asia, another place, the problems are pretty much the same, aren't they?
Yes,
Even though financially, economically, huge disparities in between these countries. But as you said, human nature is the same, and so it's drug abuse, it's alcohol problems, and then the consequences of that are wives and families not being cared for or treated well. And in India, of course, it's very well known what's going on with women and so forth. And of course, substance abuse would just exacerbate those those problems, right? I mean,
That's right.
and then of course that must lead to more crime because people need to have money to support their habits, and it's just like deja vu. All over the world, you
That's
find
right.
sin, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So again, when we can come in with the gospel and with God's word to change a life, that is just essential. Then the impact on their communities and their families is really felt. So it's just this wonderful ripple effect.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the one particular student who studied with us through most of Great Truths before he was actually released. And Mathotmi has a wonderful picture. He came to visit with his wife and son to Mathotmi's house. They spent time together, and this student's wife was not a Christian yet because he had come to know the Lord in the prison.
Okay.
But he wants to keep that contact so that we can continue to walk with him so that he keeps his life in a good place. And again, I was thinking he came to know Christ through studying his word in the prison. Now he goes home to his family and is able to
And he's continuing
share.
to be a student too?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
He'll still continue with us. He has great contact with Mathotmi. So
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah, that's right. We could multiply those stories
Yes, over and over again.
all over the world. Well, I know we need to close, but I really appreciate your report, and there's going to be some more information in our newsletter. Also, people can go to our website, CBI.FM on the web, CBI.TV on the web, and see more about this in the international page and also in our press release section, since it's something very new. But just in closing, I find it, I almost have to pinch myself because I find it so incredible that the same program for helping prisoners works here as it does thousands of miles away in developing world countries. If you think about it, it kind of blows the mind. We don't have to redo the materials to make them culturally relevant because they're dealing with the ultimate issues of life and the ultimate problems of life. They are relevant for every culture and every age. I think the only difference that we have between our program in the majority world than in the program in the developing world is that they have to hand deliver the lessons rather than use the mail.
It's still God's
But
word.
the content has not changed,
That's
you know, and we're really eager to share with them in the coming years our new Tier 2 revision, which talks about those central issues of substance abuse and the family and stewardship and all that. And I'm very confident going in that it's going to work just fine in these other places in the world. Thank you, Cynthia, for your incredible work around the world, spearheading that in such an inspiring way. You're a gem.
It's my privilege.
We are grateful for you.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful for you. Thanks for watching again this week, Crossroad Connection. We've been talking with Cynthia Williams, the Deputy Director for International Development. And every time we meet with her, we get inspired at what God is doing, what you are doing throughout the world. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we hope to see you again right here next week.